4 tips I'm going to give you is what I went through struggling as a blue belt. I was a blue belt for 5 years. So the 4 most important things that helped me improve and progress, in my opinion, made the biggest difference for me to one, win a tournament or 2 at blue belt, and also help me get promoted to purple belt. Okay, you know, besides being consistent, training and rolling, of course, I kind of really wanted to improve faster. So these are the things that I did to help me progress a huge level. Okay, so one of the, I guess, biggest help I got was I did a lot of private lessons. You know, I would hire or ask black belts that was visiting Hawaii, or look up guys that I saw on social media and ask them if I could do a private lesson. And during my blue belt, I ended up with about 3 or 4 black belts that I would take private lessons from every week. That really helped me. Private lessons helped because it was custom made for me to fix my game and to drill with a black belt, and to really get the finer details that you're gonna miss from just going to class. You know, if you go to class, they're gonna teach you a couple techniques, and you don't really have the time to drill or learn the details because they're gonna move on to the next technique. So private lessons for me was a huge help, because what I would do is I'll do like problem solving that I wrote. I got submitted or had a hard time doing a sweep or a pass, and then I go back to my private lesson and we'd work on fixing it. And most times that instructor would know exactly what I did wrong to fix it, and then we'd drill it. You know, and a lot of drilling, I'm talking like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes of just drilling one technique, and repetition would probably be up towards maybe 60 to 70 reps of that one technique. Yeah, I have a few really good guys that helped me a lot back when I was blue belt, like Clark Racy, Ian from AOJ, Jimmy, Jeremy Nita, just to name a few. I mean, these guys were really detail oriented, and they could pinpoint what I needed to fix, and we'd drill it a lot. And then we'd always do like a little positional sparring from that problem area, and then fine tune it. You know, it's not a real roll, but we're just gonna pick on that one little technique that I need to work on. And with particular instructors, that made the biggest difference, because then when I would go back to rolling with my teammates, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. I would immediately identify the position and avoid getting submitted or swept or get into trouble that I previously would, because I would recognize the setup. So private lessons were, I think, one of the biggest things that helped me as a blue belt improve. The next thing that really helped me was video recording myself rolling with other people and reviewing the video to find out how my partner did what they did, like how did they sweep me or how did they pass my guard, and always try to back engineer how they actually did it. So I play it in slow motion, then I rewind it, and then after viewing it enough, I would realize, okay, that's how they did it. Next time we roll, I'm gonna defend or stop them from getting there. Okay, so I would say video record your rolls is a very helpful tip you can do to improve. That really helped me, was video recording myself. The next thing I would say that really helped me was competing. I competed about 7 or 8 times at blue belt. I lost a lot, and I think losing really helped me learn lessons that I wouldn't learn in class. Because when you're competing, whatever really works is going to work against your opponent, and what doesn't work, it won't work. So my opponent, of course, he's fighting at 100% to try and beat me, and the level of focus and the level of technique that you're battling your opponent with is at your highest level, right? You're not just doing a fun row in class, and you're not playing around with your friend. Competition really exposes your flaws and what you have to fix, what you got to work on. So competing for me was hard, but it was the biggest learning lessons that I would get from each competition. So for example, I got armbarred, and I learned a lesson. 1, not to stick my arm out, and 2, how to defend arm bars. So I worked on that for 2-3 months after I got armbarred, and that made my defense better. And same with getting triangled. I would have to identify the setup, escape earlier, and if I get caught, how to defend and escape. So all of that I learned through competing and losing, which in hindsight was my best lesson that I learned how to fix my game. Okay, so 1, private lessons helped big time. That was, I would say, number 1 in helping me at blue belt. 2, recording my rows and reviewing it to figure out what happened. Competing, learning how to control your emotions, and then being able to fight in that calm state of mind where you're not freaking out and you're going off of pure instinct. So everything they say about what you do in training is what you're going to do in competition, and also in real life. If you have a street fight or self-defense scenario, you're not going to do a technique that you never practiced, but you need to practice it a lot to pull it off in a competition. So whatever I found success in, I knew that I did hundreds of reps of that move. That's how I was able to perform it in competition. So to sum it up, competing will just magnify 10 times of what you need to work on and what you got to fix. And I would have a problem because I didn't like losing. So I would stay up at night trying to figure out what I did wrong. And then I would work on it immediately that Monday or Tuesday and go back to the drawing board and work on fixing those mistakes. So eventually, towards my blue belt journey, I won a few competitions and my level got higher. Then I started giving higher belts, more challenging rows. Rolling with guys my size and guys that are blue belts was way more fun to deal with because